What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lester Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. Who will dethrone Cody Rhodes? It's going to be an interesting video. There's 10 people. It is just like my Gunther video on who will be the one to take away Cody Rhodes' championship away from him. But the interesting thing on this is that I feel like there's really top-heavy ones, and then there's not really people you think about, but could be a possibility. So I feel like other than that, let's just get started. Well, let me actually first say that for the Gunther one, there wasn't an obvious one. There's no really obvious ones because the rain was so little. There's not really too much into it. It took a little bit of time to think, who could it be? This one, on the other hand, really is top heavy. I said that already, but I just kind of have to explain that going in because starting off is kind of crazy already. At number 10, technically, we have Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes, no chance of this. But when you really look at the SmackDown roster, when you really look at some others, Carmelo Hayes, I feel like barely makes it onto this list. This is somebody that they've already kind of hinted at a little beef that they had the first match when Carmelo Hayes got onto the roster. He is a mid-card. He will win a mid-card title before, but still someone to mention that if they want to push to the moon, when this all is said and done, maybe Cody Rhodes' title run is 2 more years, a year or so. Carmelo Hayes by that time could be built up to be this uber level talent, and my voice just went out. Uber level talent, and he takes it away from what's it called, Cody Rhodes. Up next we have LA Knight. Yeah, I think for LA Knight it's not gonna happen just yet, but I do want to talk about the possibility of him winning the title in 2025. I think it makes a lot more sense for him to win the title in 2025, maybe entering 2026. But when you think about LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes, I just don't see it. So, and he's already holding a title right now. Can't really say he's going to be holding that title for a long, long time, but I still believe it'll be a good amount of time before we see that happening. LA Knight for me is the one that I'm less certain on of him doing it than I am. Just truthfully, I'd rather say he wins it off of somebody else. Up next, we have Kevin Owens. Strictly added onto here, because of the possibility of him turning heel. People kind of backing Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens does deserve a little bit backing. He's been a legend in this game. And it does suck he hasn't really got the WWE Championship or just reign in a long, long time. I think Cody Rhodes. I think Kevin Owens could make a point to take it away from him if they have this awesome, crazy feud. But I'm just not seeing that right now. I think there's bigger storylines to play before Kevin Owens really takes it from him. I could see Kevin Owens turn heel, but just never take it from him for a little bit. Up next, we have Drew McIntyre. If Cody Rhodes is holding this title for a long time, I could see a way for after the CM Punk debacle, Drew McIntyre is looking for more and turning heel still and still blames other people for some of his things. If that is the case, then Drew McIntyre obviously could go for the WWE Championship and go against Cody Rhodes. A great heel like him versus Cody Rhodes would make so much sense. Drew, to me right now, maybe, depending on how you see it, I'm trying to think of all the heels right now. I'm going to say it. I think Drew is the best heel right now. I think Gunther makes a lot of sense as a heel and is very good at being a heel, but Drew is the best when it comes to on the mic, not in-ring performance, but just the best heel as of so far. It makes a lot of sense for your top babyface to go probably against the best heel. Now, do I see this becoming a feud entering to 2025? Probably not. Do I see this maybe afterwards? I could see so depending on a draft. Up next, we have Solo Sikoa. This is simply here because of the Bloodline story. I've always had in the back of my mind, what are the thoughts and what are the plans of Solo Sikoa potentially being the one to dethrone Cody Rhodes? How crazy of a twist that would be. Do I see it? No, I don't think Solo Sikoa is going to. I still believe Solo Sikoa, even though they want to push him as this main event talent, is still kind of in this mid-card area where I need to see some gold held by him before I can truthfully 100% say I do see a lot in Solo Sikoa. But I do like everything that's going far. This is just simply kind of added in because I do think that the Bloodline story is a big story. It makes a lot of sense to throw him in. This is when we probably start hitting people that I could really see be the ones to take away from him. Roman Reigns has to be on this list. When you think about everything that's gone on with Cody and Roman Reigns wants his title back. You know that's going to be a storyline some way, some form where he can't trust Cody because he still wants that title, and that's a huge thing for him. But at the end of the day, Roman Reigns is a babyface. And if Roman Reigns is a babyface, he cannot be going against the top babyface in Cody Rhodes. And he's not going to take this title off Cody Rhodes. Could I see Roman Reigns potentially being as a babyface take this title off of a heel, for example, that I'll talk about later? Yes. Do I see it happening next year entering WrestleMania? No. And that's where I think Cody Rhodes is potentially going to lose this title. So I do have to say right now, Roman Reigns, I don't think you're going to get a reign. Up next, we have Jacob Fatu. Man, oh man. Would I be on my knees crying and praying for this to happen? Jacob Fatu is, and I put him higher than Roman because of babyface. I put him higher than Solo because of fandom, wanting him to be so good. I think if they would do some crazy storyline after Jacob's been saying, Solo, I love you, all that time, which is just, I love you, Jacob Fatu, but man, every time I hear that, I just like, it's just like that. You know that feeling when you just hear something, you're like, it's just like, Anyways, Jacob Fatu, though, is probably, when you look at the bloodline, in my opinion, the most talented. Jacob Fatu has an interesting storyline with Solo Sikoa, where he's been, like I just said, I love you, whatever. But there's a little conflict where you see this. I'm also recording this before September 13th episode of Raw or SmackDown. So imagine Jacob Fatu turns on him, which I don't think is going to happen. I think Jacob Fatu could be getting a heel turn, in a real heel turn, and potentially really having an amazing match with a Cody Rhodes. And I think that could lead to future blood really being in the air and trying to destroy each other. Do I really hope this happens soon? Rumor has it it's going to happen at Bad Blood. Do I think it's going to happen there? We'll see. Do I think he's going to win the title there? If there is a match, no. Do I think it could be like a part 2 trilogy in the future that takes it away from him to push Jacob Fatu as one of the main players in this whole WWE franchise? I do think so. And I think Jacob Fatu is somebody that backstage a lot of people love. Booker T has nonstop talked about how Jacob Fatu is such an amazing guy. Big E, even when his was it his debut? I think his debut wrestling, he loved Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob Fatu is somebody that is going to be very good. And I, if you can't tell already, I cannot talk enough about Jacob Fatu and how great of a wrestler he's going to be. And I think should be a certified player to be involved in this future of the WWE. Up next, we have Braun Breaker. Now, we're entering the top 3. Braun Breaker is here because I think Braun Breaker is the face of a company moving forward here soon. Now, could this be the face of Raw? Could this be the face of SmackDown? I think there is nothing else you guys could say to me other than he's going to be on the face of Raw, not SmackDown, or he's not even that big of a heel. Why he's not going to go against babyface Cody. Other than that, I don't think there's another reason why you can't say Braun Breaker could go against Cody Rhodes for this title and win this off of him and win the WWE Championship. The WWE Championship is supposed to be the most prestigious title and really shows who's the dog around here. To me, a Braun Breaker that is always say Braun Breaker somewhat heel because, like great heels, the crowds love them. Everyone loves them, but they're so good with their destructiveness and being just evil. Braun Breaker's kind of like that, but he's that Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of feel where he's more like screw the company, screw the business. I don't know. I just feel, and he also never says like, I hate the people, whatever. So Braun Breaker's the interesting one that I could see be the one to take it off Cody Rhodes to really cement him while Cody Rhodes is still babyface. But it'll be very interesting to do something like that. Another interesting thing that I'm actually just going to say off the top of my head right now, and I'm only saying this because I want to call it if it happens. What's the odds that we see a Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin part 2 where In the future, Cody Rhodes has the title. Braun Breaker's going against him. Braun Breaker's the heel, and he is the Stone Cold. Cody Rhodes is the Bret Hart, where he's the babyface, and by the end of the match, they flip it out, and Cody Rhodes is heel, Braun Breaker's now the babyface. Could you tell me I'm not cooking if that would happen? That would be a huge change up, but that's not going to happen for a long-ass time. Up next is The Rock. The Rock is literally only here because he hinted that he wants a match and he wants the WWE Championship. I don't think... Well, knowing The Rock, I think he would say this without even knowing the future and the plans of what's going to happen. I don't think that we see the match this WrestleMania, truthfully. I think it's going to be another WrestleMania. Do I think maybe Cody Rhodes defends his championship at WrestleMania? The Rock takes it at maybe a SummerSlam. We'll see. But The Rock is here at number 2 because they've already hinted that this could happen. This will probably be a match we see of the future. Is it for the championship? We'll see. Last, but certainly not least, a lot of people will also agree, it's going to be Randy Orton. Everyone wants to see Randy Orton continue to be a champion. I think Randy Orton is due for a heel turn. Now, I do think that when you think of the business side of it, Randy Orton is somebody that, if he is a heel, will he still have these meet and greets? Will he still be great to the fans? He's always been great to the fans recently, and he's talked about how he loves being great to the fans and really loves them for singing his songs, all this. Does a heel turn? Does that sound like a heel turn is coming? Because in my opinion, it could, but at the same time, business-wise, I don't know if that's saying that. So it is hard. I go back and forth every time about make a video on Randy Orton potentially winning this championship. I just think Randy Orton is someone that could do it, but they could save it for when they really need it, a little ace in the back of their pocket. But Randy Orton to me is going to be the one to dethrone Cody Rhodes because I think it makes so much sense with the beef and could still continue this great story and have a great kind of trilogy as well. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.